All right, one of the things that makes San Diego a great place to live is all of our local businesses, and our small business owners that choose to make their livelihood here in San Diego and bring us, really unique products and services.
Yeah.
But the local breweries, that's just a relatively new development, but it was really stalled, and it really was about to maybe switch into reverse and back up here.
That's until Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher got involved and said, hey, we need to loosen up some of these regulations for our breweries so they can enjoy tasting rooms, the public can come in. And you were able to do that, and tell us how that was done and what that exactly means for the local breweries
Well,
here.
the idea was brought to us, or the problem was brought to us by Mike Hess with Hess Brewing, which is a small kind of entrepreneurial startup brewery. And this is an industry that has really taken off in recent years. And we talk a lot about biotech and defense, and rightly so. But we've got to talk about all the jobs in our economy, because a job is a job. Yeah. And these are really good jobs, and they add to tourism. They add to our small business climate and culture. And so he brought us the problem, and he said, hey, we get treated like restaurants, and we got to comply with tens of thousands of dollars of cost in order to upgrade our facility and pay fees and do all these things. And it makes it prohibitive. We can't expand. We can't grow our business. We can't hire people. We can't continue to have San Diego as the real epicenter.
They were saying we're no different than a wine tasting room. And wine tasting rooms are not treated like restaurants.
That's
right. And just treat us the same. So it wasn't like they were asking you to come in and take away some regulations that made a lot of sense that were there for public safety.
It was like a lot of regulations you see, particularly those on small business. They just don't make sense. They make it really difficult to operate, make it really difficult to innovate. And so we brought together a coalition of public health officials, restaurants, breweries, a good buddy of mine, Wes Chesborough, who's a Democrat from the northern part of the state, and we said, hey, we're going to tackle this problem. We're going to try and put in place a common sense reduction in the regulatory burden to allow them to open, and Governor Brown signed the bill after we spent months working on it.
So when it comes to local breweries, are they telling you that this will drastically change their business as far as expanding and hiring new people?
Well, that was one of the, I think, best things about this law, was to be able to see the tangible results, to have people come up and say, hey, we're going to open because of this. We're going to be able to hire people. We're going to be able to do what we want to do. And then more importantly for San Diego, we have the opportunity to really become the epicenter of this industry.
And the craft brewing industry is big business.
It's huge. It's huge. And you look at their potential to grow in the future and really making San Diego the home. San Diego was rated by Men's Health a few years as one of the #1 industries for this area. So we want to embrace it. We want to embrace the good jobs, the small business spirit, what it means to tourism and our economy. And so to actually have legislation come out of Sacramento that makes it easier on small businesses, that makes it easier to create jobs, is a rare thing, but certainly a good one.
Let's talk about the flip side of that, though. When the state puts additional burdens on local governments, like shipping prisoners that are supposed to be in state custody back to San Diego and says, okay, they're your problem now. You take care of them. We're not paying for it either. How does that happen, and what are we supposed to do about that?
That was
tell them no? Refuse to take delivery?
Refuse to take the prisoners. Unfortunately, sometimes it's one step forward, two steps back, and I think on this public safety measure, it was definitely two steps back. It's a really bad piece of legislation that is basically taking what's the state's responsibility, and to your point, shifting it to the locals. And if they don't have the capacity or the ability to house them or where to put them, it could seriously compromise public safety. And it's just frustrating. We spent all of last year working to make the public safer by passing Chelsea's Law. And then you see a measure just come the next year, which is basically just a shifting of responsibility so the state can balance its budget on the backs of local government. You see that with this public safety bill. You've seen it with redevelopment. You've seen it with taking local money. And at the end of the day, Sacramento needs to do its job and balance its budget and make difficult reforms and not balance it on the backs of public safety or local government.
When Sacramento takes substantial funds away from San Diego, like the redevelopment funds, and they save money by sending us their prisoners, where does that money go? I mean, what are they prioritizing that they're saying is more important than what we have going on in San Diego?
Right.
But what's the priority there?
Well, a number of us were part of a group that put together a comprehensive state budget because we said, hey, you can protect public safety and education and make reforms and not have to raise the tax burden on small businesses. But it called for some tough reforms. It called for re-looking at the way we're doing things, like how inmate health care is delivered. It called for some reductions in the size and scope of the state payroll. There are things you can do, whether it be health care reform in terms of reducing the cost, some pension reform, some common sense pension reform measures to save money. But ultimately, some of those decisions are tough, and Sacramento avoided making those tough decisions and instead opted to try and take the easy path by balancing its budget on the backs of locals, and it's wrong. And I think, I would hope that coming back in the fall term and into next year, Those of us that are pushing reform will continue to do that, and hopefully have a little more success.
You got a lot on your plate right now. You're running for mayor, and you have a new baby in
Brand
your
new
house.
baby, three-month-old baby. So we're not sleeping. You know how that is. It's a crutch for the weak.
Yeah.
You two know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Well, I think my baby's
house.
sleeping a little bit more than yours is.
Yeah, I'm going to tell mine that.
But my wife did ask me. She said, you're doing your day job. You're running for mayor. We got the new baby. She said, do you think you're going to add anything else? And I said, no, I think we're good.
We're good. Have another
I think
kid.
We're full. A couple more dogs, maybe.
Yeah, get a puppy. That'll really
new
impress
puppy.
your wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd be single.
Yeah.
Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher,
good to
thank
see
you
you
so
guys.
much. It's great to see you.
Thanks for
Good to
coming.
see
Really
you.
appreciate
Thanks for the
it.
update.
He's going to hang on because I wanted to see a picture of this new baby. So don't go anywhere quite yet. Hey, for more information, go to our website, san diego6.com. Click on Hot Topics.